Hi everyone, how are you doing? I'm Hedy and today I'm going to show you how to cook cabbage 3 ways. We're going to start off with a simple dish of stir-fried cabbage with dried shrimp. You can also use dried prawn or ikan bilis. I'm using dried shrimp today because I happen to have a stash of it in my fridge. Now, a lot of people like to throw out the core or the stem of the cabbage because they think it's a little bit too tough to eat. Well, you can save it, cut it into smaller pieces, or cook it for a little longer so that it will turn out to be very sweet and very tender as well. Start with 2 tablespoons of oil and then fry the dried shrimp. You want to fry the shrimp for about a minute and then add the chopped garlic and continue frying for about 30 seconds until the garlic turns fragrant, and that's when you add in the cabbage and stir fry it for another 30 seconds. Instead of using oyster sauce, I prefer to use fish sauce and light soy sauce. You'll notice that I don't add any water in my recipe because the cabbage itself has some moisture and I prefer my vegetables to stay crunchy even after cooking. A tip that I have is to cover it and let it slowly cook until the cabbage leaves turn tender. Let it cook covered for about 2 minutes and you have to stir fry it occasionally. After that, you can turn off the heat and keep the cover on if you prefer your cabbage to be more tender. This is a very simple and basic way to cook cabbage, and it could possibly change your mind about cabbage being boring. Next, I'm going to show you how to cook a cabbage medley. With a few simple ingredients like carrot and sugar snap peas, you can turn out a colorful dish that makes cabbage more interesting to eat. Start off by slicing up the carrot. Use 2 tablespoons of oil in a non-stick pan and 3 garlic cloves all chopped up. Fry them for 20 seconds and add in the wood yam mushroom, which you have soaked in hot water and rehydrated. We're using 7 grams of dried wood yam mushroom, which will turn out about 50 grams when rehydrated. Then in with your sugar snap pea pods and sliced carrot. And give them a good fry for 1 minute. Then we're going to add in the cabbage, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 2 teaspoons of light soy sauce, and a dash of white ground pepper. We're going to stir fry this for about a minute. Then we're going to cover it and stir fry it occasionally for 2 minutes. If you want your cabbage more tender, again turn off the heat, then cover it for another minute. After that, you can serve it immediately. This should make about 3 to 4 servings. One of the great things about buying cabbage is that it's a great choice to have as a vegetable that can last much longer than other leafy greens such as chaisin or kailan. If you keep it in the crisper drawer, it should be able to keep well for up to 2 weeks or perhaps even longer if you're lucky enough to buy one that is of very fresh quality. Next, we're going to do a dish of spicy cabbage. This is for people who like to tickle your palate with more heat. First, we're going to make the spice paste with dried prawn, garlic, shallot, and red chili. If you want more heat, you can add a chili padi. If not, well, you could skip it. And we're just going to put that all in the blender and blitz it. This amount of ingredients will render 145 grams of spice paste, which you want to season with salt and sugar, by the way. The reason why we have to make this amount of spice paste, although we're only going to use half of it to fry with 500 grams of cabbage, is because if you use too few ingredients, it's very difficult to blend it. Start off with 3 tablespoons of oil in a non-stick pan, and we're going to fry up half of the spice paste that you just prepared. For the rest of the spice paste, you can keep it in an airtight jar and keep it in the fridge. It should be able to last for up to 2 weeks. And you can use that to fry with more cabbage or use it to fry sweet potato leaves or even spinach. Again, I'm choosing fish sauce as a seasoning for more added flavor, and also you've got to add 80 ml of water to prevent the cabbage from burning because of the spice paste. I'm choosing to use very little water because, as I said, I prefer my vegetables to be dry and just well coated with the spice paste and not too soggy. But it's up to you. If you like your vegetables to be with a little bit more gravy, you could use a little bit more water and adjust the amount of seasoning to suit the amount of water that you're using. So there we have it, another dish of spicy cabbage. And here we have 3 dishes of cabbage cooked differently, but all requiring just a few simple ingredients and not very difficult to cook up. Happy cooking!